But both my mother and her sister, I think in retrospect, I can see how hard it was for them to grow up as young women. Neither of them went to college. Neither of them had professions. My mother wasn't particularly enamored of having children. She didn't quite know what to do with us. We had a nanny when we were growing up. And she had all of this energy and all of this sort of wonderful fey, attitude about her. And she was an artist. She did watercolors and collected objets, but she had nowhere to put it all. So, and now that I look back on it, I just wish that she could have been encouraged and that somebody could have seen her as a talented woman who had a contribution to make. But neither she or my Aunt Mattie were given that opportunity. And so, I think their lives there was a lot of quiet desperation. Well, it's this weird thing that she always claimed to be pulverizingly shy. And I claim to be pulverizingly shy, and nobody believes it. But I think what happens when you're really shy is that there's some wanton streak in you that becomes an exhibitionist, because if you can get people to laugh with you, they won't laugh at you. And so she was very funny. She was very irreverent. She was a complete original. And because my father was so much shorter than her, she sort of went out of her way to accentuate her height, so that she wore her hair in an upsweep. She had it permanent and it was on top of her hair, all of these curls. And then she wore a little wig on top of the curls. And then she always wore a hat on top of the wig. And usually the hat had a feather or, a chicken or an enormous, bouquet of some sort. So that when she was all done up, she was easily, 6'2". And then she also loved to collect small animal skeletons. So that you'd come into the house and there would be these, miniatures, exquisite miniatures of her grandmother, held in a gold case with pearls around the edge. And then there'd be a raccoon skull. And then there'd be a pincushion from the Niagara Falls. And then there would be a seashell with the Last Supper carved in it. And then there'd be an enormous grouping of strawberries that looked very real, but in fact they were lead and had been painted red to look real. And there would be all sorts of strange little objects.